Hey guys, Brien here. Another week of culinary school behind me, and you know what? Since we're getting towards the end of the semester, I thought I'd bring it back full circle and shoot this video in my dorm. Last week, week 14 was definitely the biggest week in the first semester, and that's because we have the beginning of our finals, and the biggest one being my culinary fundamentals first semester practical cooking exam. If all of you that have seen my recent videos, I've been pretty nervous about it. I'm confident with my ability to cook, but when put in pressure situations, you never know what can happen. You never know what hiccups can kind of arise, and so you need to be prepared for many different things. And so just to kind of tell you guys about the practical a little bit, this is actually the sheet that has all the information on it. There's actually 4 different menus here. So when we get into class, we are assigned a particular station, so we know exactly where we're going to be working, but we don't know what we're going to be cooking. So we go and we actually pick out of a hat one of these 4 dishes, and the dishes are beef stew with green beans, batanet root vegetables, fresh pasta, Parmesan beurre fondue, and mayonnaise. There's a sautéed chicken with fine herb sauce served with broccoli, braised red cabbage, potato gratin, again with mayonnaise. The third one is a shallow poached chicken breast with tarragon sauce. That one's served with buttered broccoli, ratatouille, tournade parsley potatoes, and mayonnaise as well. And then the fourth one is the deep poached salmon with sauce beurre blanc, jardiniere vegetables, sautéed spinach, whipped potatoes, and then again the veggies. I was actually given the fourth menu here, the deep poached salmon. And that was one of the ones that I actually wanted, so I was happy with getting that. But things never go as smoothly as you plan. I put a lot of time and effort into planning exactly my process and getting my mental mise en place ready, if you will. But there were some hiccups. Here's a picture of my completed dish, and if you can't tell from looking at it, my salmon is severely undercooked. I was very disappointed in that. When you're deep poaching a salmon, you're literally taking a salmon fillet and you're dropping it into hot liquid and pulling it out when it's done. And so, you had to temp it, and this is actually my thermometer right here, as a matter of fact, and I used this bad boy, but I just didn't use it the right way. I had thought in my brain that I needed to temp that salmon fillet to 135 degrees internal temperature, which in fact I did, but I was wrong. It's actually 145 degrees, so it was basically rare. Luckily, this is the first semester final, and it's not the first term practical. First term practical happens at the end of the second semester, and it's really the same kind of format. You go in, you pick basically one of these menus. There's an additional 2, I believe there's 6 total compared to this 4. But if you end up serving raw protein in that second semester practical, it's an automatic fail. So I was actually anticipating this particular result to be a failing grade. Fortunately for me, my teacher, Chef Wong, was really nice about it and didn't fail me. I do think that I deserved an F, but apparently he didn't, so I'm happy with that. And that basically solidified my grade for the class. And I worked as hard as I possibly could. I literally gave it as much effort as I've ever given anything. And I can honestly say that I tried my absolute best. There's nothing more that I could have done to better my chances of getting a better grade. So my end grade is not, what I was ultimately hoping for at the beginning of the semester, but you never know what you're getting into when you get into these classes. So ultimately, knowing what I know now, I'm very happy with the result in my final grade. And so that's basically what week 14 was all about. Wrapping up the hospitality and the nutrition classes, and that culinary. I had my knife skills exam as well on last week, and that went really well. We had 30 minutes to put together, I think there was 6 different cuts, and that's extremely challenging. That amount of time is not nearly enough, so you really got to hustle. I got through it. I didn't get 100% on everything by any means, but I'm happy with my grade. And I'm happy with my knife cuts. That was one thing that I was coming into the semester. I was looking forward to working on my knife cuts and improving on that. And I definitely think that I've made vast improvements, and I feel a lot more confident when it comes to my knife skills, and et cetera, et cetera. So today's actually Tuesday. We're in week 15. I have one more day of culinary fundamentals. That's on Thursday, and that's actually grill day. It's kind of like a class party. We're grilling steaks. There's no homework due. It's just kind of a fun day. I know we're gonna be frying some onion rings and doing a bunch of different sauce derivatives. So I'm really looking forward to it. But today's Tuesday. This morning I had my hospitality written final, which I think went really well. If I don't get an A on that test, I will be very surprised. And then we also gave our menus of change presentation in our nutrition class. And my topic was actually good fat, choose good fats over low fat. And me and my group did a presentation on that, so that went really well. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I have one last class. I have my nutrition written final is tomorrow morning, and then I actually have a job interview, which is really exciting. It's actually a stage, and for those of you who don't know what a stage is, it's basically working without pay. It's basically a working interview. So I hope that goes well, because the location that I'm going to do the stage at is a place that I very much want to work in the future and potentially do my externship. So I'm really excited about that. So that's it for me, guys. Week 14 behind me. The hardest test of this whole semester is done. It's now down to just the little last pieces: my nutrition exam and my last day of culinary fundamentals. So I wanted to come full circle. I'm here in my dorm room. Next semester I've actually chosen to live outside the dorms, so you won't be able to see any more of dorm life, if you will. And but that's totally cool. Anyone that's looking to come to the CIA at Greystone, definitely living in the dorms is great. I just had an opportunity to move out with some very, very intelligent students, and so I'm looking forward to being surrounded by just brilliant people and learning to become the best chef I can. So that's it for me, guys. Again, my name is Brien O'Brien. I'm a first semester, almost second semester student here at the Culinary Institute of America, Greystone. If you guys have any questions about what it takes to get enrolled here, or what it's like to live in the dorms, or what it's like to be in class, please feel free to reach out. You can reach me at chefbrianobrien.com, or just comment below or inbox me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll give you one last video at the end of this week, but the end is nigh. Thanks, guys.